This is the Beta85 Pro 2 drone, and I didn't just get this in for review. I've actually had it for about a year now. I'm reviewing it because I still think it's worth sharing my experience and taking a look at this model. Now, it's been a rough ride for me with this one, but it's finally stable after the last fixes that I did, and I've been really enjoying it. So this video is going to serve as a documentation of my issues, fixes for them, and a full review of my flight experience along with tips. And you can find a table of contents down in the description below to see if there's a section that you just want to skip to that may be relevant to you. So let's go over the issues that I had with this. So the first issue I had was the canopy here. Now, it busted in a crash after just a few flights. Now, this is pretty much what's left of it here. BetaFPV used to include these very lightweight but flimsy canopies. These are no longer included by default. I'm glad they stopped doing this because it is a total joke. I replaced mine with the new hard shell canopies. This is kind of what they look like here. Much more durable. I've not had any problems with breaking this. Now, in another incident, my battery leads got yanked out right from the board. Now, this happened pretty early on. Maybe they were not soldered very well to the board. But if you want to prevent this from happening, a really simple thing that you could do is just zip tie the leads right to the frame like that, and it'll help prevent too much force from being put on the leads if the battery gets ejected. I think this is something I should have done myself right from the very beginning, but maybe BetaFPV should have done that as well. Now, the final issue, the major one that I had with this thing, was the board failure. Now, that put me out of flying it for a while. But the fix I discovered was cheap. Cheap. The 5-volt regulator was the only thing wrong with the board. And it's a $2 fix to get an external regulator and solder it to the board. I actually did a video on the replacement for that if you want to. So if you want to see how to diagnose that and the repair process from start to finish, check that video. $2 fix got me back in the air and flying with this thing again, and I haven't had any problems since then. So if you haven't already clicked off the video because of all the issues I had, scaring away from this model, this is where the good about this drone begins. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say that since the last repair, I've not had a great experience with it. It's been awesome. Now, this, I think, is a really good recipe for a power whoop when it's all working. Now, I'm not surprised by this. I was excited when I bought this because the 85 Pro 2 wasn't just BetaFPV's product alone. The build was heavily inspired by a YouTuber called Nate Payne. He's famous in the drone community for his micro builds. Now, more specifically, he's the creator of a build called the Shutterbug 85. Now, he gave feedback to BetaFPV that allowed them to build their own derivative of the Shutterbug, a lightweight 85mm whoop designed for fast flying and acro. And, man, oh man, the 85 Pro 2 can move. Now, this is the fastest whoop that I own. It's really fun to fly. It's so powerful. You almost forget you're flying a ducted drone while zipping around with this thing. Now, because of its speed, the 85 Pro 2 is mainly suitable for outdoor flight, since it's honestly a little too fast and large for indoors, especially in the smaller area. You can get away with it if you just cruise. I guess it also depends on how big your house is, but I would still just consider this one an outdoor flyer unless the indoor place that you're flying is really, really big. Do a quick build overview here. Now, issues aside that I mentioned earlier, the rest of the build is actually pretty nice. Overall, the drone can be repaired in the most common areas needing service pretty easily without any soldering. As you can see, the 1103 11,000 kV motors are all socketed to the board. So if you need to replace anything, that's a no solder repair. If you need to do any fixes here, it's basically no solder. If you can use a screwdriver, you can fix any motor for easy plug and play. And you're probably going to have a pretty rare need to even do that because this plastic frame is pretty darn tough, and any little breaks you can probably just fix up with glue until you can't anymore. And again, just unscrew it, move it all to a new frame. It's really a pretty easy thing to service, just like most whoops are. I guess if I had a complaint is that it's a little loud sounding. And the camera could definitely use some more detail as well. But this is the older model A01. camera, and I believe they're now shipping it with the newer CO1 camera, which is supposed to be a bit better quality and give you more detail. I really can't say for sure because this is the older model. This is something funny. Let's talk about the propellers on this thing. So the props are the Gemfan 2020 4-blade, and although they're good, obviously, they tuned well on this quad, I've had some props just fly off the motor shaft. Now, addressing this problem is stupidly simple if you have a prop that just doesn't hug the shaft tightly. What you have to do is just take some dental floss and use it to bridge the gap. You just cut the end bits of a flosser, slide it down into the motor shaft here of the prop, and put it on. That's it. And then just cut away any excess flosser, and that's it. Your prop is way more secure now. Now, I know this is really ridiculous, but it works. It's not messy like glue. I recommend using the floss method for any other quads that you might have as well. If you've got props flying off the shaft and you just want to help fortify it a little bit, it's a really excellent tip that I learned in the groups. Let's talk batteries. So the 85 Pro 2 comes with this BetaFPV 300 mAh battery, which is kind of expensive. It's not my favorite. It's also not an LIHV or high volt battery either. These GMB 450 mAh batteries are great. They're high voltage batteries. They'll give you a flight time of around 3 minutes while punching around hard is my general experience with them. Now, by default, the 85 Pro 2 was not set up to take high volt batteries. The on-screen display will just flash that you've got a low battery warning when a full one is plugged in for the whole flight. And just to fix that, all you need to do is change the minimum and maximum voltage settings in Betaflight to 3.3 and 4.4 so the flight controller can just account for the added capacity correctly. So if you've made it all this way, you're maybe contemplating buying one. And, look, the board failure is the biggest concern when buying one of these. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a roll of the dice for you if it fails. Suffice to say, though, that goes for just about any model in the hobby. And especially a lot of these all-in-one micro boards, as we tend to push them to the brink. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm not excusing BetaFPV by any means for poor quality control that led to this failure. And that's part of why I made this video. It's not an all hype review. This is my exact experience. And I hope that you can use the information I've given to decide for yourself whether or not that you should get one. And you know what? We're just going to leave it at that. That's the end of my Beta85 Pro 2 review. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear from you. How has your Pro 2 been? Did you upgrade it? Did it die? Tell me. I'm always looking to learn, and the comments are valuable. Well, that's it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, have a great day. I'm going to go do some flying.